before we went further on. So I went back to character creation, got back where we were. I did change a few things. I did remember the build that I was going for, and I had my numbers off by 1. That's where I was going a little odd. So we're going for an all-4 build, with the exception of that we end up with 10 charisma because we put 9 points into it, and as Silverwing we go up to 10. We go Prodigy, which we put 6 brains in, so we go up to 10, and then Psyche, we go up, well, we just start at 10, and everything else is 4, and that way, when we do, there's one trait where it raises all your lowest stats. They'll all go up to 5, the lowest stats, and then one more, and then the Renaissance Man will push every stat up by 1, meaning everything will we'll have a floor of 6. Meanwhile, we'll have 3 different 11s. We'll have 3 different 11 abilities, and I believe Brain should be helping us with action points. So I think that this might work out really well. Hold on. There's healing factor. As you can see, like a lot of these, as you can see, are 6 is floor, so it'll open up a lot of different kind of play for us once that happens. However, I don't believe it's until level 15 in which we can do both of those things. So just keep that in mind. Something to keep in mind. Now, there's another loot button like this here. Hold on, let's check something real quick. It's coming in alright for you guys, which is good. Let me talk to him again real quick. I want to make sure the sound is still going good.
Dean looks up from his screen and gives you a perfunctory smile.
Okay, it's kind of doing alright. Might raise the sound just a tad.
Dean leans toward you sympathetically.
It's very simple, colleague. Go to storage and collect your uniform, then collect your weapon at the armory. Get your briefings from Van Ulden and Mihai, and that bastard from Blackwing. Then proceed to the boarding area and wait for the bus to Magellan Station.
Okay, hold on. Let's turn up the sound just a tad. Just turn up. I am still working on trying to get the sound just right. And I think that if we go up a little bit more with voices, and the voiceover will be almost right there. You go 95.
Dean looks up from his screen and gives you a perfunctory smile.
Let's try doing that
Dean
conversation one
leans
more time.
toward you sympathetically.
It's very simple, colleague. Go to storage and collect your uniform, then collect your weapon at the armory. Get your briefings from Van Ulden and Mihai, and that bastard from Blackwing. Then proceed.
We need to go up a little bit more. Hold on. Settings, sound. Look at that there. French dialogues. Oh, actually, no. Did we even raise voiceover? Events and dialogues. Let's go 75.
Dean looks up from his screen. Dean leans toward you sympathetically.
I want to turn
It's
on the
very
sound
simple,
here.
colleague.
It was 75.
Go to storage and collect your uniform, then collect your weapon at the armory.
Dean looks up from his
Get
screen.
your briefings
Dean
from Van
leans
Ulden
toward
and
you
Mihai,
sympathetically.
and that
I want to turn on the
bastard
sound
from
here.
colleague.
Okay,
Then
you
proceed to the
may have heard
boarding
tons
area.
of sounds. Okay, let's stop. I think we got the sound worked out. I think we got the sound worked out.
Kronos Corporation reminds you, please use a public...
All right, let's go ahead and register. We could register him as Orange. I want to register him as we promised. Just register him normally and log in as admin. These are silver. Serving access card provides 2 logins, one for a regular user and one for your admin account. You can look at news. Mishmash of symbols fill the screen. Take a closer look. You realize characters represent a photo. The image depicts a flaming ball floating above a laboratory workbench. 3 figures stand behind it, scientists presumably, but you cannot make out their faces. The image of scientists and the relic is replaced with the text, 5 years of the future. Humanity celebrates discovery of the Dome Day. Okay, menu stat. Query executed. Flashes on the screen, followed by the text department. Silverwing, clearance level 1, procedural actions, receive uniform weapons, complete military training, complete scanner training, and report to administrator. Okay. And then that basically tells us everything that is. And classified query executed, flashes on the screen, and is replaced by message log. 2 days after I assigned these tasks, I still have no data on the scope of the event. Neither did I receive a report from medical staff. Warhol. My fault, Mr. Kingsley. The reports aren't ready yet, but the GP did inform me of something curious. This may not be the first time expedition members may have exhibited these symptoms. Delezky? The Ring? Warhol. Yes. Sarovsky. Halo. Sarovsky calls it halo eye. We're still researching the psychological effects, but we do have some preliminary data. I want all employees to undergo a thorough examination. I expect to have information on my desk by the end of the week. Okay? And that should be it. And there's user. Okay, and so it just seems like we just get less information if we log in as just normal users. Now I'll show you the survival mechanics real quick. Hold on. We just got a buff for using the restroom. Small round of radiation has been purged from the body. Let's go ahead and use this. I play a tad bit ahead in order to kind of make sure I go at a decent pace. Try not to go too far ahead. Take all. Okay. Let's go ahead and run. Oh, let's talk to him.
Mr. Rayhead, would you bring me a cup?
Okay, Monty is sunk deep in thought and also in the cushions of the chair. As you approach, he greets you with a slight nod, but he remains immersed in his reverie. Tell Monty that you've added him to the database. Monty takes off his spectacles, rests them on the cushion beside him, and envelops you in a big hug. Can we trade with him? Harder. Before you hug us. I hope this didn't just mess this up. He has money. But, you know. He puts his glasses on. Thank you for such an impressive example of coordination with a stranger. Perhaps the dome is a special place.
See ya.
Now, he doesn't seem to carry out a suitcase anymore. Question is this theft? If I were to break into his suitcase, is that theft? We're going to play the straight and narrow. We're not going to break into his suitcase. They have mentioned this before. Any kind of games where, I get taking office supplies, like these here. But the thing is, if taking office supplies is a problem, it'd be red like that terminal. You see what I'm saying? But this was red. It only lost being red after he left. So I'm not going to take his stuff. I want to say that's probably still not... We're going to try to play above the board. Oh, let's see Anna Leroy here.
I'm listening.
See a slim, cheekbony silver woman with a red warning lamp in her hands. On the lapel of her perfectly ironed suit is a badge that says Anna Leroy, Administrator. The girl waves her lamp in the air, trying to attract some attention. Valued employees, according to the administrative order of September 14th, 1976, the waiting area may be accessed through the regular staff corridor. Be advised that this rule does not apply to newly arrived employees. She pauses and begins to cough. I should cut down on the smokes. Good day, new employee. The silver nods like she's depressed. She seems to have noticed you. Ask if you can go through the hall to the waiting room. Anna gives you a gentle poke on the chest with her warning lamp, forcing you to take a step back. Am I speaking gibberish or what? The rule does not apply to newbies. You need to go through training. And she begins to cough. Persuade her that you don't need to train. You don't need a training. Persuade her you don't need a training because you know everything already. Or just move away. We'll just move away.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, you again.
Red from coughing, she waves her hand helplessly. Oh gosh, come on. Don't forget to sign a waiver. Just go.
Have a good one.
Oh! Thanks. We're not going to skip training, though. I'm just going to take everything in here. Wow, we're just gonna take everything we can see. Oh, is there a trash can in there I missed? There's a broken toilet bowl. Hold on. I should go back there. Real quick. These broken toilet bowls, I did find out, hold items. So let's run back there. Or sometimes, at least sometimes do. Sometimes they don't. We didn't really want to skip training. We just wanted... We're playing above board, but we're not going to necessarily be curious. We won't necessarily have no curiosity. At all. Okay, I don't want to go out those places there. Let's go ahead and open this door. Call. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I don't think we are. Ooh, stack of equipment. Take that. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, let's actually go out and see what's out this way. Let's see. Oh, toolbox. There is a toolbox here. I mean, we got basically a ton of weapons there. We just found a bunch of weapons, but I'm imagining that's gonna be... I don't know how useful they'll be. These are all just tools. Okay, let's talk to Danila here, Radimov.
Good day to you.
On the edge of an unfinished platform stands a blue wearing wearing a casually unzipped uniform jacket. I want to check real quick if this sounds like crazy outside. That looks like it might be.
Good day to you.
On the edge of an unfinished platform, no, it's not. It's not crazy. That's good. So let's go ahead and get back in. We can barter with them. Let's just talk to them. He's holding a Karis in his outstretched hand and softly mumbles something into the embedded microphone. Uneven tension applied to the coating of the landing pad will lead to subsidence in the future, and the increasing stress of the elevator structure, which is already near its limits. The engineer notices you. End of recording. He offers his hand cordially, but without a smile. Danilo Radimov, saw you landing this morning. You're settling in all right? How do you like the dome? Inquire what he's doing. Oh, there. There. See? No, you can't see it. Let me explain. The administration wants to add a third terminal. I'm trying to convince them that this is a bad idea. Puts the Karis in his pocket. I'll finish up my calculations in a couple of days. I bring the papers to their desk and give them something to think about. Ask for his opinion on the dome. Danilo looks upward at a shaky white glare hanging among the clouds. What do you think? My opinion is that discovery is more important than going into space. Give humanity 10 years, and you simply won't be able to recognize the planet. That is, of course, if somebody doesn't hoard a few million of platform renovation hoard a few million for the platform renovation. Blue looks down at the unfinished balcony and shakes his head in discontent. Okay, learn what changes are awaiting Concord in the future. This, mind you, is a competent question, just for my speciality. For starters, evaluate the scale of operations. Here, look from that hill to that roadway over there. The engineer circles the space with a gesture and looks at you, satisfied. After saving the effect, he continues. Everything will be rebuilt. There will be warehouses, laboratories. The first level Concord will finally be unoccupied. It's going to be the largest storage terminal under the dome.
Come back again.
Okay. Let's go ahead. And there's nothing out here. Just to really take. Nothing up on the balcony, at least.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
Okay. Let's keep running. And I think we checked everything we could get from over here. So let's go ahead and head out. Or continue on, I should say. Talk to this guy right here, Sydney Maynard.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His gingery hair shines with something like brilliantine. His badge says, Sydney Maynard, storekeeper. The silver perks up at your approach. A thick logbook appears at once from under the counter. Sydney puts on thick glasses that seem to age him 5 decades in an instant and studies the lined pages. The silver finally stops and pins down a particular page with his finger.
This is your first uniform requisition, right? You can also purchase any equipment you need for the desert directly from me.
Ask him to issue your equipment.
Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner.
And before I give you the uniform, please listen to these short instructions.
Okay, so you're listening?
Sydney fiddles with his hairstyle.
So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life under the dome can be dangerous. You may get shot, spill acid on yourself, get electrocuted, or suffer the effects of a dangerous anomaly. You may also freeze to death or get fried.
So mechanical damage is getting shot, acid damage is acid, or biochemical damage is acid. Energy damage is electrocution, anomalies are psionic, freeze to death is cryogenic damage, and fried is heat damage. Got it.
That's why it's important to wear protective equipment when traveling outdoors. Of course, in hazardous situations, the equipment will get damaged, and the more it's damaged, the more often one has to repair it.
The silver steps back from his counter to indicate the repair kit boxes piled in the back of the warehouse. He points back at the shelves behind him.
We've got repair kits for this gear. There are Blue Wing specialists ready to help you at any large base, of course, but they're not always available. So you'd better learn how to use repair kits and workbenches on your own. It's a useful skill.
Sydney rests the logbook on the desk.
That's all the instructions. Now I'm going to issue your uniform.
The silver disappears into the back for a while and returns with a small package. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform. A silver suit jacket with coal-black shirt and dark trousers. Sydney studies the way the light reflects from the cloth as he lovingly smooths the jacket with one hand.
The Silver Wing uniform is fit for field conditions, just in case. But something this fine, you should treat with care, you know.
He raises a finger.
One more important thing. In accordance with Order 16-225, helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Okay.
Sydney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform. Enjoy.
Sydney adjusts his glasses.
Sure, I'll show you what we've got. You know, we're pretty well stocked here in Concord. Take a look.
Sydney scribbles something in his logbook.
Please come back anytime if you need
Okay,
something.
so they've got a whole bunch of different things. Like they can get there's all kinds of belts, workers' belts, all kinds of stuff that we can look at. They'll have stuff to buy, all kinds of fancy stuff. So right now, this is what we have. Let's go ahead and put on what we have. I know some of us will have these by default. The Conquistadors and the WG Arbiter. I think it just depends. I think it just depends on the version of the game you got. And then from my understanding, that the gun's pretty quickly outmoded, so it's not gonna outdo everything. But I'm gonna just wear what I have, and just hold on to these. I might hold on to use this pistol though for a second. I think I'm gonna be basically given a better pistol before that really even matters. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna put that in here. I'm almost pretty sure that we're gonna be given a better pistol. And we're not really...
Urgent, Mr. Crutchcott.
Oop, hold on.
Georgina, did you mark it as Class 1 again, instead of 2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific device.
Wait, but it's still Class 1. I'm not going to violate protocol.
Katarzyna, my dear, you may violate protocol as long as it benefits the company. Take your lead from your colleagues. Correct your report if you have to, and don't act so innocent.
Vladimir, I'm done. How do we mark it?
Class 2 fragile. Tell Noyan the relic should go out with today's flight. Think about it. A Class 2 relic will mean a bigger payoff for the company, and that means a bonus in your wages. Categorizing it as Class 2 means access to state-sealed bids. I bet the Brits will buy it. They're always trying to one-up us.
All right, Mr. Krashkov. I'll correct my report.
Carl, add sealed bids to the marking.
Okay, so we know that there's some people kind of fudging things a little bit here. Okay, that's an important thing to kind of see. Let's use this door. Alright, so let's go ahead and look around. So this is probably the next person we need to talk to. So we'll talk to Margarita Tichenko.
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall, portly woman from a meter away. A black lacquered pipe, an open logbook full of signatures, and a metal flip calendar sit on the counter in front of her. A small nameplate reads, Margarita Tichenko. The woman fixes her coppery hair with one hand and casually lights her pipe.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Her voice is deep and gravelly.
Ask her for your personal weapon?
Margarita thumbs back a couple of pages in her logbook.
I see. This was your first receipt.
Continue on.
She glances at her Kairos, looks at you, snorts, and retreats to the shelves. Tichenko returns a couple of minutes later, carrying something that looks more like a toy than a weapon. The weapon seems weightless as she spins it around her finger.
I ain't telling you shit about this thing, 'cause that's exactly how much I know. Laser, schmazer, cadmium battery, fiberglass body, blah, 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 blah. You probably know more about it than I do. Here.
We can take the weapon in one hand and point it and declare this is my turf now? No thank you. Let's see. Accept the firearm and keep the barrel aimed downward like you were trained. That sounds like a good idea. Also, I think we don't want to like try to get anything else because I think energy weapons we might be better at just because we have, well, for one we have brains, but at the same time we are really going to be a psionic glove user, so it's not really that big a deal.
Margarita drags on her pipe and releases a puff of thick yellow smoke.
I see you know the rules and won't cause problems.
Okay, ask about the weapon's drawbacks.
Tichenko bites down on the stem of her pipe.
Are you kidding me? I'm a different breed. One that doesn't understand toy guns. What if it turns out to be radioactive? Sorry, but I can't help you out on this one.
About servicing the weapon?
The black regards the Andromeda suspiciously.
Fuck it. If it breaks, bring it back and I'll trade it in for another one. There was a little cloth in the box it came in for cleaning the lens. That's all I know.
Alright, thank you and leave.
The armorer shrugs, puffing indifferently on her pipe.
It's the least I could do. We have a requisition list from the Silvers. For free, you receive only rubbish. If you want the real deal, check out the weaponry shop. Or me.
Okay.
Leaning over the counter, the black points somewhere off to one side.
Now it's time for your training. Fatherby is already waiting for you by the big gate. He's a bit dotty, but a good man nonetheless. But before the training zone, go see that wizard guy with his toothpicks. Be careful around him, though. Don't let him pitch you a line. Psychic my ass.
She winces in disgust.
Alright, so let's run over here. Now this is the guy we want to talk to. This is our kind of guy. Because
Explain to the Silvers about that idiot. They'll take the appropriate
take
measures.
that.
Those oranges. What the hell do they break locks for?
We'll talk to that guy in a second. But let's talk to...
Well, you've
Whoop.
got quite an aura. You're a natural. Yes.
Let's check his flower pots. Because apparently that is something he doesn't care too much about. He doesn't care if we take dirt. Locker, he doesn't care about the locker. This would be his locker, so if he cared, it would be red. So it's not stealing. It's not stealing because he clearly doesn't care if we use it. We can actually even use his phone. Now, he does care if we use the safe. The safe is a no-no. Okay, so now that we've checked this man's boundaries, let's give him a talking to.
A lean silver with thick black hair and a huge cigar clamped in his teeth is sitting in front of you. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly raises an outstretched hand above the table. Something really weird happens. All the paper clips, pencils, scattered toothpicks, and bits of trash float up from the table and hang in the air. The silver badge reading Andrei Mihai, Science Instructor, floats up as well.
Let's show him what we can do too.
You thrust your hand forward, and your outspread fingers emit barely visible sparks of energy. Pencils, paper clips, toothpicks, and pistachio shells dance chaotically in the air. The silver sticks out his lower lip as if to say, not bad, and gives you a thumbs up. The objects clatter back onto the table.
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the cigar out of his mouth and exhales a lush cloud of smoke.
Alright, let's think here. Let's go ahead and, so say you're ready for the psionic briefing.
The silver props his elbows on the table.
Anyway, here's the deal. It's more profitable for people with a high psyche to study psionics. Give me your hand.
Not waiting for an answer, he grabs your hand with strong, dark fingers. He jerks his hand back at once, then touches you again, carefully and distrustfully.
Whoa. You know you've got one hell of a talent, huh? Slimy little bastard, you. You want to take my office, I know. But you sure got some power there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can tell we had 10 psyche, huh?
The silver takes a thin glove covered in talc from his desk and passes it to you.
Look, a glove, right? But it isn't just a glove. This is an ooh mama, hold me tight glove. It takes energy from your noggin, your psyche, and pew, concentrates it.
Psyche. I've been calling it psych this whole time. Psyche, gotcha.
He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics. Put on the glove. Transform energy into the necessary shape. That's the whole briefing. Simple? Simple. Now to your questions, huh?
Alright, so ask him to show you a trick. This guy seems like show off his tricks, so we'll just keep asking him.
In reply, Andrei jumps up from his armchair and thrusts his face close to yours, exhaling foul cigar smoke.
Quickly, think of a number, huh?
Okay.
The unexpected question calls a bunch of different numbers to mind, but you can't seem to decide on one. The silver looks into your eyes.
3, 14, 13, 76.
He easily names every number you've got in mind.
Okay, show us another trick. Another one. Let's
go.
go.
You don't have to ask him twice. Mihai picks up a light bulb from the table, gripping the base in his hand.
Okay.
The filament begins to glow faintly. Soon enough, it comes to full heat and glows bright orange. In a little over a second, the bulb is shining with a steady white light. The silver laughs contentedly.
We demand another one. Show us another
Mihai
trick.
spreads his hands good-naturedly as if to say, "You're welcome." The toothpicks on the table skitter around for a moment, arranging themselves into a curse word. The silver laughs loudly at his joke. The cigar falls from his mouth to float in the air, ash flaking weightlessly from the tip.
This guy's got a whole bag of tricks, doesn't he?
It doesn't take the psychic long to think of something. A small 2-com bond coin jumps up from the table and an invisible force folds it in half. The ruined coin drops into a glass already almost full of coins in the same state.
Let's see. Let's ask him again.
Mihai shakes his head wearily.
No, enough tricks. I'm exhausted. Psionics is... it requires strength. Drains you. Remember that, huh?
Ask about psionics and its origins.
The silver takes a pull at his cigar and releases a self-important puff of smoke.
Psionics. It's a gift for all of us. The forefathers took off someplace. Poof, gone. Only the dome remains. And this. Psionics, huh?
He rocks back in his armchair, puffing on his cigar. The toothpicks again slowly rise up from the table.
Check some real quick. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Mihai spreads his dark hands. Toothpicks hover around his head in a kind of halo.
Scientists say everyone has an organic skill called psyche. You have it, I have it, everyone has it, uh-huh. Big psyche, you got talents. Small psyche, no talents. You'll need to carry a lighter all your life.
Okay, I'm going to see about bartering first before I just walk off. So that is a Spectre Psychokinetic Psyglove. That is a Pyrokinetic. That's the Psychokinetic, Cryokinetic, and Electrokinetic. So basically each one has different powers. I'm going to show you kind of what that means. So, down in here, we have a bunch of options. Basically they affect our special ability. So this is going to do damage of 40% plus 5% times Psyche. So this would be castling is significantly higher damage. It's electric. So that's a lot less damage. Has teleported target within a 15-meter radius. Doesn't affect the large targets that occupy more than one square. Psi Confusion. Psi Glove ability doesn't deal damage. So that kind of makes people have to make a save. Or they go into a state of insanity and tagging their own allies. That might be something good to good to keep in mind. Energize, boost our fatigue tons. Actually, hold on, dude. Neither of these seem to take fatigue, though. They don't say they boost fatigue that much. Hold on. Let's throw this glove on. Fatigue 100. Fatigue 150%. No, they do take fatigue. Except this Psi Sock doesn't. Or Psi Sock. Psi Shock doesn't. That's 90% plus 2% versus times Psyche. So 2% extra damage for every point in Psyche we have. So that's 20 extra percent of damage. So we're doing 110% damage with the Psi Glove. Let's check our options here. I mean, we could just buy it from him theoretically.
Mihai smiles around his cigar.
You got some business here. No? Even better, huh?
Alright, so we can sell him the mobs. I don't think there's anything I can really do with the mobs. Could be wrong, but I think I can safely sell them. Because they're melee weapons that I really don't care about. You can get $50 pretty easily. Whoop, hold on. Now that's okay, hold on. Let's accept that. I only have $5 left. Empty beer bottle. I'm trying to think. Oh, I don't think I've read that yet. Third letter from Cronus. Stack of documents. I'll hold on to that. Some copy stain reports, certificates, and directives printed on teletype received directly from the outside world. I think anything from the outside world we want to hold on to. Weapon power cell. You can always sell the Andromeda or trade the Andromeda for stuff, but the energy damage is higher on these. and the crit mods are significantly, well, for some of them. So it seems like this does, it's a 200% crit mod, 13 to 16. The lowest, okay, Pyrokinetic seems to do one of the lowest damages. That has a little higher of a max. But crit mod is a little bit better. Electrokinetic seems to have a lower crit mod, but higher energy damage. And the Sedna Cryokinetic Psyglove seems to be better in every way. That's kind of interesting. I wonder what the weakness is there. I mean, is it just the abilities aren't as good? And we can check. Let's take a quick look at our abilities here. In Psionics. Cryostasis doesn't deal damage, doesn't deal damage. Oh, a lot of it doesn't deal damage. Maybe that's why. Cryokinetic Psyglove ability doesn't deal damage. Immobilizes the target for 1 round, but restores 25% of its health. And then Cryokinetic Psyglove ability doesn't deal damage. Chance 70% plus 5% times Psyche versus Resilience. Reduces the target's defense class by 25 incoming critical damage by 50% for 2 rounds. Ooh boy. I mean that would make them weaker, but this can also make people go crazy and hurt their friends. So Energize strengthens the targeted ally if they're within 10 meters, increasing all damage they do by. Energize is pretty nice. That's because we get boost on an ally. It's all targets. Can only be used on living creatures. With more than 750 fatigue. Kills target instantly. Head explosion. My gosh. So if you fatigue them, you can just make their head explode. I do know there's non-lethal ways of playing the game, and I think that's by over-fatiguing them. But my gosh, you can just make someone's head pop. I wonder if that, I guess that might mean that it does fatigue damage. Things like this. So maybe these would do enough fatigue damage that you could potentially just be able to have them go to sleep. I know Heat Sink. Heat Sink doesn't deal damage. We lower fatigue, but increases the target's fatigue by 200. So that you could just dump heat onto somebody else. Or not heat, but fatigue. Potentially just knocking them out, if I remember correctly. I don't know if they just die on the spot or if they just get knocked out. Now, we can't even drive a car, though. That's something we should consider. Because we don't have the piloting enough to drive a vehicle, so. Or right here, car driving. Something we want to keep in mind. I'd like to keep my options open, so I might.
Smiles around his cigar.
You got some business here. No? Even better, huh?
Cryo. Oh, come on. He is not gonna make this easy. Crowbar. I mean, is this only a weapon? That's a belt item. I don't want to sell that then. That's that should be 100. Andromeda. I don't really need the high-tech pistol. I guess I could always give it to an ally, but it's not super great, right? From my understanding. Transfer all. Hold on. And the heat one is the last one we need. Can we? Okay, we did not. We can't make it even quite yet. Soap. We might just not be able to do it. I mean, I guess if we sold the energy pistol, but I don't want to give up any unique weapons, even if they're not really that great. You know, we're gonna decline. We're gonna decline. We're gonna just go with what we have for right now until we get the money. We might come back. I don't think I'll probably need it. Trash bin. Take. But I will try to sell some more stuff to Margarita here. Any weapons, I'm going to sell to her.
Tkachenko grunts a greeting without removing the pipe from her mouth.
Just tell me what you want so we can dispense with all the how are yous and phony smiles your lot's so fond of. Straight to business.
Tkachenko opens the big black logbook on the counter.
Why not?
All right, so they got a bunch of guns here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sell them the Andromeda. Because we can always buy one later. Carpentry hammer. Another one to consider buying. Or selling. I would possibly sell these if it wasn't that these were unique. I want to hold on to them. Just to realize, do things have durability? I don't know if things do have a durability or not. We could actually sell the power cells. Transfer all. Oh, now we could. We could definitely buy it now. We could totally... We could totally buy one of each now. But I don't know if we'll need it. Because there's always a chance we find other ones, right? I don't know how important the weapon variety here is going to matter. Because I can switch weapons just like that, right? So if I have 2 psychonetic gloves, I can switch between 2 sets of abilities. So at least 2 gloves.
The silver takes a pull.
Psionic.
Mihai.
Ooh, oh, wrong thing.
Mihai smiles around his cigar.
You got some business here. No? Even better, huh?
Oh, we're just shy. Just shy of being able to afford it. So.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
Damage,
Your life will be forfeit.
Patches. Here, let's not mess with that. Leave. We can always buy it later. Let's sort this real quick and then also read their letter from Cronus. Please accept our sincerest congratulations. From this day forward, you're officially part of Cronus ranks. Our foundation is not merely the wealthiest, fastest growing company in the world. Above all, is an organization of people. Brave soldiers, astute scientists, talented engineers, brilliant managers, and other employees. These people form a huge but cohesive team, and we hope you will soon find your own place in it and make some new friends along the way. We are all united by a common goal. We believe in a bright future for every human being on Earth, and we prepare to work hard to achieve it. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Okay, let's go this way, I think, right? Or what's the way I have to go to get to the next training? I imagine it's this way. This was 3, this was 2, we need to go to 4, right? I don't see a 4 on the floor anywhere. It's a 5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
4 over there. There we go. Let's talk to Maxime over here.
An engineer in a bright blue jacket is tinkering with the door lock, cursing under his breath non-stop. Blowing a curly strand of hair off his forehead, he turns to you.
You're a newcomer, right? It's a straight-up open house here today.
He offers you his hand. According to his badge, this is Maxim Penkovsky, technician. The technician slaps the door with one hand.
You have to wait until I'm done. Some orange jammed up the lock with chewing gum just for a laugh. They're like animals, those oranges, marking their territory. If you ask me, they're too gracious about those bastards in Crystal Sands.
Alright, so ask him whether he can open the door. Ask about the route to boarding area. Let's ask him about if he can open the door.
Penkovsky grunts angrily.
I wish I could. I'm gonna have to disassemble, clean, and reassemble it to get it working. It's work I don't need, and all thanks to some idiot.
Maxime extracts a thin, sharp, precision probe from behind his ear and dangles it in front of you.
Though there's another way. You want to learn something about picking locks? It's a useful skill in all sorts of situations.
He looks at you expectantly.
Ask him whether it's legal. How about that?
Penkovsky shrugs.
Pick this lock specifically as much as you like. But in general, yes, it can be illegal if you try to get in where you shouldn't be. or open other people's lockers. No one will get upset if you touch an ownerless door.
Okay, reply that you'd like to learn pick locks. Yeah, sure thing. Since this isn't we're not doing something illegal, so sure. If you're using it to, okay, yeah. Want to reply?
The Blue's getting excited.
All right, looky here.
Penkovsky presses his pick lock, and an odd device resembling a hybrid of a screwdriver and a can opener into your hand.
Using a mechanical pick lock is easy peasy. No special skill required. They wear out after a few locks. While the old-fashioned kind is another thing entirely. Cheap, one use. But one has to know how to use it right. That's a tool for a master.
Maxime takes out another pick lock and crouches by the door. He gives you a quick lesson on how to pick a lock.
By the way, you can carry your tools in your belt. It's much handier to have them right there.
Penkovsky shows you his utility belt, where he keeps all kinds of tools and gadgets.
Actually, finding tools under the dome is no problem at all. There are even devices for hacking terminals and so on.
Maxime hoists up his belt.
Okay.
The Blue solemnly raises his index finger.
And one more thing. Always use brand name stuff if you can. Groovy produces good kits. Modus and Supercolor do too. They've all got fat contracts with Cronus, so they care about quality.
He looks at the door again.
Damn these locks. Though I'd rather be doing this than fixing hab pods. Those are a real pain in the ass.
Let's ask him what's wrong with hab pods.
Penkovsky gives you a patronizing look.
Because they're poorly made, warped from the heat, and the filters aren't worth a damn. The modules were constructed by marketing managers, not engineers. Building a city in the desert was also their idea. This project is all about PR. Cronus wants to show the world how tough they are.
Okay, let's see what he has to buy before we leave. Bunch of tools, really. Okay, we'll walk away for a bit. Let's go ahead and mess with that door. So this shouldn't be a problem, so...
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
Requirements.
You're doing great.
There you go.
All right, off you go. I'll keep working on this lock because of that orange. Hey-ho.
All right, so we learned a little bit. We learned a little bit right there. Actually, hold on. What can I scan in this area? Is there anything I can scan? Trapping. We can trap the door. Could pickpocket. Side shot. I don't want side shot. Examine them. Don't use anything really to scan. Alright, well, we kind of got that worked out. So let's go ahead and walk our way through. Oh, let's see.
Welcome to the dome. An amazing excursion. Greetings.
Okay, the young woman's polished badge reads Letizia Riveras. She's carrying a stack of glossy leaflets under her arm. You see another stack of leaflets on an nearby armchair. She pounces on you. Welcome to the dome, colleague. I have useful information for every employee from our wing. My name is Letizia Riveras. Oh, sorry. The silver smiles broadly. My name is Letizia Riveras. Give me 5 minutes of your precious time, and I'll tell you about the remarkable career opportunities and breathtaking perspectives awaiting you under the dome. Don't turn me down. It's important. I could use conviction, say that my time is indeed needed, not wasting such rubbish, or I'd feel bad on doing that, so I'd agree to listen. Great. Take a seat, please, and I'll tell you how Cronus will change your life. Letizia puts her hand to her heart in a pompous gesture. Please, dear colleague, you've been entrusted with a great mission of being the best of the best, providing an example of justice and discipline, and being a role model for other employees. Today's Cronus employees are around 35,000 people, forming an active, hardworking, and united society from a broad variety of natural, cultural, and social backgrounds. Your job is to maintain balance and stability within the society, ensure its efficient operation, and enforce the principles of quality, labor, and law. So the silver jabbers, she's apparently rehearsed this spiel many times. Rivera smilingly offers her hand as if helping you onto a podium. If you're talented and self-motivated, the Silver Wing career ladder will become an express elevator of upward mobility just for you. Thank you for binding your life with Cronus. Okay. The Silver flashes expressively. She looks at you expectantly. Note that her speech was good, but you know how to improve it. Yeah. We're going to help her out. The inane smile never leaves Rivera's face. I'll be thankful for any feedback or remarks regarding my work in written form, of course. You want to leave feedback, don't you? We'll just explain what was wrong with the speech. You explain in a few words that a person who just arrived under the dome might feel a bit lost, and that's a promotional text to be presented in, might feel a bit lost, and that's a promotional text needs to be presented in such a way, and that a promotional text needs to be presented in such a way that it jives with the listener's expectations. Once she's targeted those expectations, she should create the need for a solution, and only then purpose that solution to the listener. Rivera listens avidly as you talk. I'm a bit lost. Expectations, solutions. I suppose I get the gist. She finally seems to get a stroke of insight. She nods and confidently and belligerently. Yes, exactly. They don't know how to solve their problem. Well, I do. So that's what my speech should be about. Thank you. Cheer her up by bellowing, "Who's the best employee? You're the best employee," and leave. Snort skeptically and leave, or give her a hearty clap on the shoulder. Generally, best idea. Just none of these options. Technically, none of these options are great. So we're gonna be friendly. Let's see if blocks the way. Wait, are you leaving already? It just occurred to me. The girl offered you a colorful booklet. If you're honestly interested in the speech, maybe you would like to look at the leaflet. The dome is your new home and excited to read for the entire family. You know what? We're gonna just take the leaflets because we don't have one. You take a glossy leaflet with a colorful picture on the cover. Wait and peak houses, palm trees, and luxurious cars. You can't actually find all these things under the dome, though the picture is beautiful. The instant the leaflet is in your hand, Rivera offers you a couple more. How about taking a few more for your friends? No? Well, all right. Okay. She was just handing it to us. She has nothing to sell, and she can't buy anything.
See ya.
I mean, I don't have a problem with having these packets. I mean, at least we can sell them for 1 coin. It's free money. Also, we read it. Welcome under the dome. This is your new home now, and for the foreseeable future. So what is it? And for the foreseeable future. So what is it like? Technically speaking, the dome is invisible, semi-permeable barrier. The dome is an invisible, semi-permeable barrier, most likely a force field of unknown nature. The dome covers a large area of the desert, completely isolating the area within the outside world. Our scientists believe that this allowed the structures, objects, and relics of the forefathers, the name we've all given the mysterious civilization that created the dome, to remain so well preserved. And we're here to explore all of this. But this way, if you think the desert consists of nothing but sand, you're mistaken. There are extensive salt marshes and deep swamps and rich oases and rocky ridges up under the dome. Let's look at what's located where. Geographically, we separate. I don't know. I clapped. We separate the desert into 4 sectors: north, south, east, and west. The most populated sectors are the east and the north. Now that's where you'll find most of our large-scale construction, excavations, and the new highways being laid. The west of the dome is where one finds the salt marshes, and the white sands hiding many of the forefathers' underground complexes. The south is a desert, in the common meaning of the word. The main solar batteries that power our systems are installed there. Wherever civilization has gained a foothold, one can find its faithful companions, infrastructure, and household comfort. Here at Cronus, we believe a happy employee is a productive employee. An obligatory prerequisite for happiness is the material abundance available to everyone in exchange for money. You can be sure that there's no corner under the dome within the habitable zone, of course, where you won't be able to gas up your car, buy high-quality, vacuum-packed, and thermally insulated goods. Read that day's newspaper with a cup of coffee, or review the movies industry's newest novelty. In addition, all medical, fire, and repair services are provided to our loyal residents. Corporate and municipal laws and rules are upheld by our Blackwing security service. In case of a vehicular breakdown, you can always call for a tow truck and a taxi for varying comfort levels. We also promptly deliver your mail and postal service from the outside world. Phone numbers for emergency services and contact information of reception managers for all wings are available on the last page. Once again, welcome Under the Dome, your new home. Okay. Sounds probably a lot more pleasant than I feel like it's going to turn out to be. Okay, we gain experience from reading that. And we also have this here, holographic table. Anything else to grab real quick? We can also go to vending machines. But I don't think that's going to be super important. We got this guy down here. We got this guy, but I want to go in order. If I can.
Hey, first day under the dome.
Oh, she's talking to us again. Let's run.
Worried about ravenous forefathers in the IRS.
One time we're being friendly. Second time, that's on us if we talk to her again. This desk is a bit different from the others. It's covered by a thick layer of cellular glass, treated with luminophore. Every little point of the surface emits a weak yellow light, some of them glowing brighter, some dimmer. Worktop has a huge built-in digital display. Rows of glowing points are a detailed map of the area under the dome. You touch the screen with your fingertips, and static makes your hairs on your arms rise. That feels like you're just going to get electrocuted. I don't know. Okay, look north. Let's see if the guide was right. The image pans down, and the area zooms in slightly to display northern territories. This is most developed part of the dome. 3 highways lead from Concord to Magellan Station. The observation deck in the city, the D11 Bremen, C13 Cincinnati, and C12 Nashville objects are located there. Turn audio guide on. Speakers hidden within the table come to life. In the north are the first autonomous living and research bunkers under the dome. And in a couple of years, you will find a real city in this location. No, the city with a capital C. This will be the ultra-modern light of the civilization, a utopia to which every city on Earth will aspire. Okay. Look to the south. The desert to the south is colored a bright brick red. Something huge and shapeless, resembling a poorly drawn star, casts its disjointed rays across the sand. Nearby, the site designation 010 Ankara glows blurrily white. Turn audio guide on. Turn your attention to our vast research facilities and institutes. The south of the dome is the scientific and industrial center. Here is where we forge our future together. Sounds the invisible speakers. Look to the west. You stop to display over the pale lands of the west, which consist of mostly milky white patches of salt marsh. The west of the dome is amazingly empty. Small ripples cascade across the table's surface. The audio guide is on. In the west of the dome, you will find our sprawling recreation area. Spas, bars, massage parlors, and casinos, and romantic resorts are already available and waiting for every employee. So that was a lie. That was a lie. Unless they just want to throw us into the salt flats. I mean, I don't know. Well, not a bad place maybe to, like, scenically to have one, but they clearly don't have one now. How about look to the east? You gently pull the tight fader slider to the right. The eastern section of the dome has several unfinished facilities and abandoned buildings. Paved roads are almost absent. All but the lonely fractured highway dusted with sand. Turn audio guide on. Loud voice like a salesman blares out. The eastern part of the dome is the business center. This is where the action is, literally. Look at the grids of glistening rooftops, at the construction machines scurrying about, digging trenches and building roads. This is the project of the century. Look at the central part. You have a bird's eye central view of Concord Station. The main structure built into the rock. It's harsh white against the backdrop of yellowish sand. Turn audio guide on. This is Concord, the first and still most important complex under the dome. This station is the artery for which all communication with the communications with the outside world, as well as the hub where all supplies, equipment, and new employees arrive in the dome. It'd be a shame if something happened to Concord, wouldn't it? The other guy laughs fervently. That's foreboding. That is straight up foreboding. I'm getting deja vu here. I'm getting serious deja vu here. But it would be a shame if something happened to it. That like, did they learn nothing to say that? That's like bad luck central. You don't say it'd be a shame.
We're Silverwing. We know what you need.
Norman Potter?
Yes, we know all about your needs.
Hey, Norman.
Because we're the ones who formed them.
The stubby, Blackwing security guard's face brightens upon your arrival. Norman Potter is written on his badge. There's a plastic peace sign next to the badge in violation of regulations.
Hiya.
Hello, brother. Do you know what 2 out of 7 Cronus employees... Did you know that 2 out of 7 Cronus employees die violently? We House of Kindness activists want to change that. Kind of funny to be a security guard. But, I mean, I guess that's the kind of security guard you want, is one who saves it for the last option. He gives you his hand and sporting a couple of friendship bracelets. Okay. He slaps at his pockets. Alas, I don't have any more leaflets, but don't worry. I'll tell you about non-lethal weapons and how to defeat your opponent without killing them. Ah, hey! Let's see. Say you want to know more about non-lethal weapons. Very good. That will change your life, he smiles. When you arrive under the dome, you're issued weapons, but they never explain any kind of weapon can use non-lethal ammunition or attack methods. Non-lethal ammunition causes severe fatigue. After several attacks, the enemy may be knocked unconscious, Norman explains passionately. Non-lethal weapons include tasers, pepper spray, tranquilizer darts, and can be acquired under the dome. And there are martial arts techniques that can only take the enemy out of action. That only take the enemy out of action without killing. Remember, the main thing is if you want to win without killing, you have to exhaust your opponent. Ask what the House of Kindness is. This is our commune. We practice meditation, walk on coals, don't eat meat, and try to giving up plastic. I mean, I guess like it'd be kind of difficult to give up things if you're having them like ship stuff in. That's the only thing is if everything's being shipped into you, you kind of just have to deal with what they give you, right? I mean, I guess you could kind of like if you just withhold from it, but they're shipping it in, so I guess that's where you get into a problem. And I don't know if they can really. I mean, maybe if they get, I guess if they did some kind of like, they talk like went with the Silverwing and said something, but I don't know how that will work mechanically when you're on basically a corporate government base that's sending in supplies where you don't have a say of what material the supply is. Well, I'd say why is he serving in the Blackwing? It's my mission. I chose Blackwing to prove by example the military service without violence is possible, he claims theatrically, his hand on his peace sign. I mean, I gotta give it to this guy. I applaud this guy's commitment. I applaud this guy's commitment to it. Let's see what he has. He doesn't sell non-lethal weapons, though, so no good for us.
It was nice chatting.
I mean, I guess I'm sure there's probably ways of doing it psionically. Let's go here. Janitor's gear. Ooh, take all that. We got quite a few people actually to keep looking and checking on. Let's check on this one. This might be the last one we check on before we have to do the training. Flower pot. Let's get that. Let's try to get all the. Okay, we got most of
now
it.
I'm offering you a solution. Listen to my first day under the dome.
All right, let's. Oh, there's a trash bin in. Oh, it's in there. So never mind. Let's go ahead and talk to these guys. I don't know. I'll leave it here. We need to talk to these guys. We'll have to talk to these two. We'll save it for next time. Thank you guys for watching. had a lot of fun. I'm trying to take my time with it. I'm not trying to rush through the game. I'm trying to get as much of the story in because I kind of feel bad jumping past story in order to get fighting, because honestly, fighting isn't always the biggest point of these games. I mean, a lot of, fighting is fun, but honestly, story for a lot of these kind of games, story and setting is oftentimes the most unique part about it, and I hate to miss it, and I hate to have other people miss it as well, especially anyone who wants to see it. So consider that a priority here, is to try to get as much story as possible, while at the same time not getting too off of what a character would do. We're not going to be breaking into places just for lore. It doesn't make sense to do. Alright, so thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great time. That TV is... Hold on, let's move out of there. That TV is trying to talk over us. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great week. We have one more day left in this week that we do the stream, and we'll be back then. Alright, see you guys. Have a great one. Alright, bye!